Guys, I'm here to tell you today that there's no perfect time. You want to buy stocks, but you think you need a new car first, or you want to have kids, but you want to buy a home first, or you'll start that business once you've got X amount of clients. I'm here to tell you need to stop wasting time and just take the leap. Alright guys, welcome back to another video today. Not a long one, but I just wanted to have a quick chat and talk about probably some of the bigger mistakes and possibly even regrets that I've made as far as just waiting around to do things. Like, it probably wasn't until my late 20s until I really got into the stock market, and we'll come back and we'll loop back around to that one. But yeah, if I talk about the things I've waited and the shit that I've done wrong in my time, prioritizing material things. Like when I was younger, coming up, we always had to have flash cars, brand new clothes, jewelry. I know people now that, they're in their mid-30s like me, and they're still out there. They're still chasing these shiny things, and they've got like $100 left a week to their name after they pay out all their debt. It's just not really something you want to do. Don't be waiting around to pay off your debt. And yeah, don't prioritize these material things. You're not taking any of this with you when you're done. Next up was probably being afraid to start my business. For so long, I sat on the fence and I said, oh, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? And I waited and waited and waited. And I probably could have kicked it off 6 to 12 months earlier and been in a better situation from that. Admittedly, I'm not in that business now. That's all finished up. But yeah, I shouldn't have waited. As always, guys, if you're getting anything out of this, please do like, subscribe, and comment down below what are some of the things you've waited for in life, or what are the things that you're going to do, the big decisions that you're finally ready to take the leap for. Another one, man, was waiting too long to quit shitty jobs. Like, I've done a fair few jobs now, and I was too frightened to take the leap to go work for a new company that had started, and I stayed with this old company for probably 2 or 3 years. Way too many. I had the opportunity to jump ship and go and work for a similar company where they could upskill me a lot quicker. And don't get me wrong, eventually I did, and it was good. It was good. I stayed there for quite some time, and I learned a fair bit about cropping and the agricultural industry. But I look back on some of the jobs I've worked, like all the fast food, all the factory jobs, and yeah, just if you know your worth and you know that you've got a skill or something, or you think you can upskill somewhere, just take the leap. Don't wait around. We're not really here forever, This is all just my opinion, but life is going to go so quick. I remember it was like yesterday. I was in my 20s already, we're setting forwards to our mid-30s. Like, you just got to be ready to jump. The wait that got me seriously, though, in the end was probably the wait to get into the stock market seriously. So I'd always dabbled, and I remember right on the peak of COVID, I threw some money into Qantas when the market collapsed, because I knew it was going to come back up. I knew, oh, yep, if the government lets Qantas go bust, that's one of Australia's biggest airlines, we're in big trouble. So poured some money in, managed to nearly triple it, came out all right. But even then, I waited and I should have thrown more money in. But the biggest one with investing was I didn't dollar cost average enough. I spent probably 10 years on the fence, I want to say. I started to look into investing when I was like 15, 16. I had the knowledge there. I had the know-how. I should have got in then and made some mistakes and learnt sooner, because all in all, if you look at the 10% returns that you can get from even something as simple as the S&P, so nothing complicated, my decision of sitting on the fence from probably like 18 to 26 and just putting in little bits because I was cautious, I was unsure, I easily cost myself $100,000 in just that time, from $100 a week that I should have been putting in. But I was too cautious and too busy partying, doing all these other things. Today's video is brought to you by me. That's right, I don't have any sponsors. But hey, if you'd like to drop me even as much as $1 so that I can enjoy a cup of coffee, I'd highly appreciate that. So you can find the link down below in the description to buy me a coffee. Another thing that I think a lot of people do is they get on the fence about starting a business. Let's not even say a full-on business. What about a side hustle idea? Even myself, I've left money on the table. Recently, I probably brought all the gear for this side hustle I had, I want to say, nearly a year ago. And it's only now that I've finally put the effort in to get cranked up and realised that I was leaving an easy $800 a month from just a couple of hours on a weekend. And if you're more interested in hearing about what that idea is and you want to talk about that, let me know down below. Just drop a comment. But yeah, I guess the one piece of advice I'm trying to really get at is whatever your idea is, whether it's a side hustle, it could be mowing lawns, presser washing, I don't know, cleaning gutters in roofs, washing cars, detailing. It could be an e-commerce store, it could be crypto, it could be getting into stocks. Just act now and just immerse yourself fully into that thing. Give yourself 3-6 months. Just say, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to put every bit of spare time that I have in this. I know we're big against the hustle culture these days. It's not the Gary V movement anymore. But if you really want to go after it, I feel like everyone is leaving that little bit on the table that could make that big difference. Like, what could you do with an extra $800 a month? I'm sure you could make that work somehow, man. That's, you know, that's over $8 grand a year, over $9 grand a year that you're just leaving on the table because, you know, you're not sure if you want to go into that side hustle, or what are people going to think about when you're knocking on doors. And one of the best pieces of advice that I think I've ever heard basically went along the lines of, don't worry about what other people think of your decisions, because they're not the one that's living your life at the end of the day. You know, get out there, hand some flyers out, do some business cards up, go and close on the deal, whatever it is. Get out there and just really just stop waiting, stop being on the sideline and make the most of it. All right, guys, thanks for another video. Thanks for sticking around and listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.